You are listening to another edition of Block Report Radio with the Minister of Information, J.R. Today, our guest is Gerald Pereira, who is a writer and someone who has lived in Libya and traveled extensively throughout the country. We're going to be talking about the newest U.S. war front, that one being opened up in Africa in Libya. Gerald, since the last time I've talked to you, Obama has authorized the U.S. military to drop bombs on Libya. What is your viewpoint of Obama authorizing this? Some people say it was an illegal authorization. But what is your viewpoints first on the fact that President Obama, the first black president in the United States, dropped bombs on Libya?
Yes, I think this is sad because, to be honest with you, JR, I think deep down, I think President Obama is a very decent human being. But I think that his policy towards Africa and his policy toward Libya has been hijacked or is being influenced by the neocons, And I think that he's just, I don't think that he's really I think there are more powerful forces behind this. If anybody understands the nature of the system in the United States, I think this is crystal clear that I think the president has become a prisoner of very powerful forces that people, an invisible government, and who are not elected by the people, and regardless of whether Democrats or Republicans are in, these are the people who shape foreign policy. And I think the president, again I said it, I think he's a very decent person, but I think he's, I'm not into the bashing of President Obama. I know there's a lot of contradictions here, but there's very powerful forces, and I think the neocons are behind this.
Well, what do you think about Sarkozy, the president of France, calling really loudly for this campaign, which was led by the United States and France and other Western powers? But what do you think about Sarkozy being as vocal as he has when he had a relationship with the Gaddafi family and also the Libyan people?
First of all, I think that the relationship that Sarkozy and France had with Libya is just one of convenience. I mean, it was all about oil and France's strategic interests, because France is interested, in taking Libya and those countries from the upper part of Africa out and put it into what is called a Mediterranean bloc, right? What they're hustling here to do is to redivide the carve up Africa, to break up the integrity. They don't want a Pan-African project. They want to break Africa up. And there are people, this is true, there are people in parts of North Africa, parts of Northern Africa, and in the Arab world who is committed to this. So, I mean, Sarkozy relationship, people like Sarkozy always wanted Gaddafi to go. They always wanted to destroy that revolution. But I think they were coming from, they realized at the end of the day they had to deal with Gaddafi because Gaddafi has support at home. And that, you cannot compare Gaddafi to some other regimes in the area. So they have to do business with them, and, Libyan oil is important.
Well, what do you think about the relationship that they said that Libya, or is it not true, that they said that Libya actually contributed to the campaign of Sarkozy and also the president of Italy?
Yep.
Is that true? As well as I know they dump a lot of money into the economy of England by way of a lot of Libyan students going to study abroad. And, of course, the regime in Libya pays for their education.
Well, I've heard statements statements made by Saif Islam Gaddafi and a few others. But this is what I do know. I think it was, if I remember, I think Marx once said that capitalists will tend for the rope to execute their mother. I think, all those people are interested in is everything is about money, everything is about economics, it's about oil and business. And when it comes, they can, they are not principled. These are not principled people. And I think, Gaddafi and the Libyan revolution understand these facets, these features of these people's mindset. I mean, for example, when Libya paid compensation for the Lockerbie bombing, they said we paid it. We took the thing, but we didn't commit the crime.
Right.
So they had to pay. They paid money to get the sanctions lifted, and they did that.